for some peace of mind, but TikTok said a gator drove a Jeep through the blinds. Florida man's at it again with fireworks and a goat, and someone married a ghost in a Dollar Tree coat. Hey, what in the Walmart rapture is going on? Aliens dancing in a Waffle House song. Karen's got a taser in the checkout line, and Dr. Oz just adopted birds to fight off crime. Oh, I'm just sitting here scrolling, my jaw on the floor. The internet's a circus and I can't take no more. Yeah, when it's wildin', there's a raccoon in the sink. Someone robbed a Wendy's just to steal a frosty drink. A pastor's gone viral yelling about the end is near, while folks ride hoverboards in wedding gear. Yeah, what in the Walmart rapture is this mess? Florida's a movie, but it's filmed in VHS. Someone fed meth to a squirrel named Dave, and now he's in a cage just throwing rave. I'm just...
You guys asked, and it is, cosplay, well, Wednesdays, I guess. So I don't know if I'm Merida from Brave or if I'm Poison Ivy going to a Renaissance fair. Not quite sure, but Mr. Mo's like, damn you. We can't, he's like, I want to take you out, but I already, was cheating with a blonde last week. So the people at the local steakhouse are going to be really confused. Well, I am glad you guys kind of picked this because I didn't know it was Redhead and Donut Appreciation Day. I mean, Redhead and Donut Day. I mean, this might as well be an entire thing. Kurt Russell has employment again. Yes, he does. Snake Plissket, we're going to need you. And Deviansmore, happy Wednesday. Thank you guys so much. I'm good with replicants going too. Although, do replicants do laundry? Because I kind of I'm good with the whole putting it in the wash machine and stuff. It's the folding bit and putting away thing. So if replicants are good at doing the laundry, I'm kind of okay keeping them. No, I'm not Amber Heard. Although, no. Although she does look hot with a red wig. I will give her that. I mean, she is on the hot crazy scale. She definitely is more crazy than her hotness gives her a chance to be, but Alice G, there are some ones that there is this lime green one that no one looks good in, I think. So we do still have news though, but we are going to add possums and everything because this is a Wednesday and I will be hopping on with Megan to go over Laura Owens' craziness. She's like, hey guys, come over. Laura Owens is doing something. And I was like, as long as you're okay with me looking like I might be escaping from either the Amazon jungle or a Renaissance fair. Not quite sure. So our first, and I probably shouldn't laugh, our first and big headline is that a UPS plane crash has left at least 7 dead and 11 injured after a fiery explosion at Louisville's Muhammad Ali International Airport. Now, this did come out, yesterday afternoon. So that we probably aren't going to have a whole lot of anything more than preliminary details, but I'm sure that the NTSB is on location trying to figure out some of this right now. At least 7 people were killed and 11 were injured when a UPS plane crashed in a colossally fiery explosion, leaving a long trail of flames and destruction shortly after taking off from Louisville's Muhammad Ali International Airport on Tuesday evening. Now, according to officials and wild footage, now at least 4 people on the ground were killed and 3 people who were on board the flight are presumed dead. Louisville Mayor Craig Greensburg said, now the numbers are expected to grow as emergency crews are combing through the far-reaching scene for additional victims throughout the night. Now, Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear has warned that those numbers might go up. No, I cannot. I wish I could, but as my biggest nemesis is myself and gravity and procrastination, I doubt that anyone wants to get me near any weaponry of any kind. That being said, I've always wanted to do it. I just, I know myself and what I have capacity for. I only trust me with a hot glue gun, and that's very sparingly. Now, UPS Flight 2976, which was carrying 3 crew members and 50,000 gallons of jet fuel, and because it was going for takeoff, it was completely probably full of fuel, which is why the explosion was so incredibly violent and large. I'm not an airplaneologist. I just watch a lot of Mayday airplane disaster, and I have watched Airplane more than I think is socially acceptable, but I mean, who doesn't? It's the great movie. Now, so it did explode around 5:15, just 13 minutes after taking off. So yeah, it's going to still have an incredible amount of fuel. Now, that was according to the Federal Aviation Administration. Several shocking videos did capture the Hawaii-bound plane near liftoff of the runway while one of its wings was on fire before it flipped on its side and crashed down, blowing up in a massive fireball. Now, aerial footage of the aftermath showed a long flame pathway behind the wrecked aircraft, which was, still basically looking like Dante's Inferno. Now, the aircraft bound for Daniel K. Inyoke International Airport in Honolulu crashed into a petroleum recycling plant roughly 3 miles south of the airfield, and the resulting fire was still raging hours later as over 100 firefighters and emergency personnel swarmed the scene. So, of all places for a plane full of jet fuel to land into, it's a petroleum recycling business. Let's see here. Now, I do believe it was not a Boeing. It was another plane, another style. Louisville Fire Police Chief Brian O'Neill said that emergency responders were still sifting through hazard zone areas for additional victims or people that might have been trapped in the wreckage after finally containing the Mammoth Inferno late Tuesday evening. We've watched this terrible video and have watched these horrible incidents, but just remember, please, that those are real people that have been impacted, and let's take a moment to think about them and their families and their loved ones, O'Neill said during a press briefing. Now, immediately following the crash, the Louisville Metro Police Department issued a shelter-in-place order for all locations within 5 miles of the airport. Now, the department later extended that order to all areas north of the airport to the Ohio River before it was pulled back to a 1 mile radius around 10 p.m. Now, locals in the immediate radius were also ordered to turn off their air intake systems at both their homes and businesses. Now, some of the smoke had started to waft towards southern Indiana, and Bashir said that they did alert local officials there. The plane was a McDonnell Douglas MD 11, and hit Kentucky Petroleum Recycling pretty directly, the governor said. Another nearby business, Grade A Auto Parts, was also closed due to the crash, and Bashir said that the company had been in touch with all but 2 of its employees. Now, Bashir added that Grade A could not estimate how many employees and customers might have been on site when the plane crashed. Now, the Louisville mayor asked residents and business owners to report any debris from the crash that may have fallen onto their properties. Having a tragedy like this in your backyard impacts us all greatly, Greensburg said. I know the feeling that I first got when I saw the plume of smoke and when I heard what happened, and how my heart dropped. I know that everyone in Louisville had the exact same feeling. Tonight, we simply ask for prayers and support for those who have been directly impacted by this and their families. Now, Councilwoman Betsy Rue, who represents the district where the airport is located in, says that Louisville is definitely a UPS town. My cousin's a UPS pilot. My aide's tennis partner is a UPS pilot. The intern at my office overnights at UPS to pay for college. We all know someone that works at UPS, and they're texting their friends, their family, and trying to make sure everyone's okay. Sadly, some of those texts are probably going to go unanswered, and my heart goes out to those families and those friends, she said at the press conference. Now, the Louisville airport has shuttered for the rest of the night with plans to reopen on Wednesday morning, Greensburg said. Now, he did advise travelers to double check with their airliners before heading to the airport and to expect delays. Now, the FAA and National Transportation Safety Board are investigating, with the latter spearheading the probe. Nearly 30 officials with the NTSB will arrive in Louisville on Wednesday and are expected to deliver the next update sometime this morning. So we should probably be getting more information as the NTSB does stuff, but this is going to take a bit of time. And let's see here. I didn't cover this yesterday because I was kind of in a black pill mood and honestly didn't want to cover this, but we have to cover this. He got 25 years in prison. The man who lied about his special needs infant son, getting abducted, confessed to his crimes, and he's going away for a long time, but honestly, not long enough. I feel like the rage of Merida. Now I really want to go into archery, allegedly in Minecraft. I feel like the need to bring, justice and peace. Keep Mo away from red wigs. This is how we get Empress Palpatine. Although I'll look like awesome in red wigs. So, I mean, honestly, if you get me as an empress, at least I'll look hot and I'll be the only cult leader that doesn't want to sleep with your wife. I mean, I'm just saying, you could do worse with an ultimate supreme leader that's pretty ill-equipped to lead, but, I'm just saying. Of all the ill-equipped leaders we've had, I wouldn't be the worst. Which actually is kind of a selling point now that I think about it. Mo 2028, we've done worse. A California state judge has sentenced a father who claimed that his son had been abducted to 25 years in prison as authorities continue to search for the missing infant. Now, Jake Mitchell Haro, 32, of Cabazon, was sentenced Monday by Judge Gary Polk at the Riverside Hall of Justice, located in Riverside, California, about 55 miles east of Los Angeles. Now, Polk also sentenced Haro to 180 days for filing a false police report and ordered him to pay $10,000 in restitution. Now, he did receive credit for 551 days that he has served during this. He also received an additional 6 years for a previous CA case. I believe that was the case in which he rendered his other infant child severely, handicapped for the rest of her life, developmentally and physically, because of the abuse he inflicted on another infant. If I'm remembering correctly, there's so many turds in this, punch bowl that I talk about on daily news that I kind of forget which monster is which. I wish I'd had real poison ivy powers at this point, because I need my own bane. I really do. Now, all sentences are ordered to run consecutively, so he will not get the concurrent. He's basically just going to run them all at the same consecutive means one after the other, not concurrent. Strike that, reverse. It's the exact. Keep him in prison forever. I'm just so irritated with this case. I can't remember what words mean. Now, he pled guilty on October 16th to the charges of murder, child endangerment, and filing a false police report. Now, the charges stem from his wife, Rebecca Haro, telling police that their 7-month-old child, Emmanuel Haro, had been kidnapped from a parking lot of a Big Five sporting goods store near their home on August 14th. Now, Rebecca had told authorities that she was attacked while she was changing little Emmanuel's diaper. Now, a search was launched for the child, but authorities quickly determined that the kidnapping did not occur, and they believed that, unfortunately, Emmanuel was no longer living. Both Jake and Rebecca were arrested on August 22nd on suspicion of murder. The search to recover his remains is ongoing, said San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office in a release after announcing the pair's arrest. Now, Rebecca has pled not guilty to the charges of murder and filing a false police report. The lies in this case only deepen the tragedy of Emmanuel's death, Riverside County District Attorney Mike Henstron said in a statement. While today's sentence represents a measure of accountability for Jake Haro, our office will continue to seek justice as the case against his co-defendant moves forward. Now, Rebecca's next hearing is scheduled for January 21st. Yes, the attempt on my life has left me bedazzled, Emperor Mopatine. Yes, I'm telling you, I would be, like I said, we've had worse leaders. I mean, you give me something sparkly or a craft kit, I basically don't mess with anyone. I mean, honest to goodness, I just sit in the Oval Office and no, I don't really know who I am. To be honest, because y'all, honest to goodness, my youngest, most feral comes up to me this morning and he's like, you're always dressed like you're going to be in a movie. And I said, yeah. And he said, that's not normal. And I said, did I ever say I was normal? And he said, no, at least he didn't lie about that. You're not normal. And I said, okay. And that was just the conversation. But I was like, that's why I will never get a big ego, because I have children that are like, you're weird. And I'm like, never claim not to be. Go forth, my weird child. You've sprung forth from me. Like, it gets no better, son. This is who you came from. Like, bless you, my child. And then poor Mr. Mo comes in as I'm getting my get up on and he's like, damn it, now I can't take you out because I took you out last Wednesday and you were dressed up as a blonde. So the waitresses at the local steak place are going to be like, weren't you cheating with someone else? And I'm like, yeah. And he knows I would be of no help. Like he'd be trying to say like, no, this is my wife. And I'd be like, who is your wife? Where are we? I would be of no help, which is why he knows we can't go out. That being said, bon voyage, butt burrito. I hope that you drop the soap allegedly in Minecraft, and should Gen Pop justice serve itself upon you, I will cry no tears allegedly in Minecraft, and, be better than I am. Don't dream for these things. But if they should so happen, I shall not shed too many tears. And I promise not to, I make no promises to enrich the honey bun, commissary of those heroes, allegedly in Minecraft. Well, a massive brawl broke out at a Texas Bass Pro Shop grand opening over a bathroom dispute, as it always does. I mean, Texas, what's going on here? A shocking video has captured the moment a massive brawl broke out between customers at a Texas Bass Pro Shop that it was allegedly sparked over a bathroom argument. Fists began flying at the outdoor superstore's grand opening weekend in Odessa on Saturday around 3 p.m. when two men waiting in line for the restroom got into a verbal altercation that quickly turned physical and spread to multiple rowdy customers joining in the violence. Well, I mean, when you're waiting in line for the urinal, what are you going to do other than brawl? And I can't show you video of the fight because YouTube's kind of, a dill hole about that. They'll let CNN show you. I'm better than Wolf Blitzer. Come on, YouTube. At least I have a better rack than Wolf Blitzer. Let me show violence. I'm better than CNN anyways. I mean, I'm funnier than Jimmy Kimmel, and I have a better rack than Jimmy Fallon. So honestly, I mean, just let me show the violence like any other news show. I really don't understand that. Now, footage posted on X shows two pairs of men sparring in front of the crowd of frightened bystanders, wailing punches down on each other and, grappling on the ground. So just a normal day in Texas, as it were. As the chaos escalated, a man donning a Texas Longhorn jersey jumped into the action, swinging one of the men and pushing him down. The brawl dragged on for a few more seconds before Bass Pro Shop workers and fellow customers started prying the fighters apart from each other to end the pandemonium. Grown-ass man acting like idiots, someone is heard shouting as the men were separated. And you wonder why our schools are falling apart. It's their fault. Look at the example that you're setting. This is why we can't have nice things. We just can't have nice things. Now, investigators found out that the confrontation ignited after a man waiting in line with his wife and child became agitated after another individual took too long in the bathroom, according to a police report obtained by TMZ. Now, the Odessa Police Department said that all the men involved declined to pursue criminal charges against each other fellow moron and thinking enthusiast. But the suspects who started the melee were issued with criminal trespass warnings and banned from the store. Oh no, where will they get their Bass Pro needs? They'll have to go to Cabela's. The same men also suffered from minor injuries, but didn't seem to, bruise their egos enough, so they should be just fine. Their wives are never going to let them lift this down. Now, when the man inside the bathroom eventually emerged, he was confronted by the man with the wife and his kids for taking too long. Now, peeing, in my general experience, hasn't been a family activity. I mean, now, if you have smallish kids, I could see a wife waiting with one of the smallish kids. I don't see this peeing as a family prerogative. I know they have family restrooms, but okay. Also, how hillbilly do you have to be to get hill chucked out of Bass Pro Shop? Like this is Appalachian American like gold level behavior right here. This is a cut above your regular hill chuck right here. Now the pair went outside to hash things out, but eventually came back inside the store where the situation escalated to their fisticuffs. And thank you, Maybe Not, for your 10 gifted memberships. And those go to Shwetty, BK, Rosalind Duke, K-Matt, Red Queen, Red Bear, Tracy IE, Marcus King, Lynette Porter, Mike Chaput, Beth Menzel. So congratulations. Welcome to the Church of Mo. I just ask that you never bring me a recorder because those things are evil. Plastic ones, the little flute things, they give them out in third grade, play hot cross buns. Those are audio assault weapons and will be banned when I'm in Congress. It's the only pledge of seriousness that I make as a Congressperson. Thank you so much, Maybe Not. Now, Bass Pro Shops were founded in 1972 in Springfield, Missouri by Johnny Morris, who began selling fishing gear from just an 8 feet of shelf space inside his dad's liquor store. Well, I mean, this brings this full circle. I mean, you could have told me that this started in a liquor store and I would have been okay. I would have understood. I'd have been like, makes sense. Over the years, it's grown into a major outdoor retail gear retailer selling everything from fishing and hunting equipment to camping and boating supplies, with massive destination stores featuring aquariums and wildlife displays. Now, Bass Pro Shop has more than 200 locations across North America, with 18 in Texas, but only one with its own little sideshow wrestling thing. Lean into it. Have a mud pit. I would go watch dads, duel and, settle arguments in mud wrestling. I would watch the hell out of that. Get the moms there. Dad would watch the hell out of that. I'm becoming Bender. I'm like, screw that. Add blackjack and hookers, and we have a club. I need to stop watching Futurama because I'd be like, screw that. I'll just build my own. It'll have blackjack and hookers. Well, not to scare you like mainstream media, but to scare you because holy crap, I'm terrified. What the actual flippening blackjack is a murder effing hornet. Now, I'm old enough to remember the killer bees, the Africanized bees that terrified me. Like 9-year-old Mo would look outside and I'm like, this is how I became an inside cat. Africanized honeybees. Because I was like, you know what? I'm not going outside. That's when I decided it. Now they have murder hornets? Nope, I'm inside. I'm inside and I'm never leaving the house again. Screw that. Screw that. Why aren't the murder hornets, no. A murder hornet swarm took the life of a father and son ziplining, stinging the pair more than 100 times. Oh, this is in Southeast Asia. Okay. Still, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, stay away from can we all agree that maybe murder hornets are the one species that will be okay eradicating? Like, can we get Greta here and she'd be like, how dare you? Oh, murder hornets? Oh, murder hornets. Kill the hell out of those sons of bitches. Like, could we all, I think even Greta, little, Lord Farquaad Greta would be okay with us, even PETA would be like, murder hornets, I'm okay. An American father and son passed away after being stung by a swarm of hornets while ziplining in Southeast Asia, local officials have confirmed. Now, Daniel Owen, 47, originally from Idaho Falls, Idaho, and his son Cooper, 15, passed away following the attack last month at Jungle Green Park in Laos, just northeast of Thailand. Phanamase Phakan, director of Phakan Civic Clinic, said both of the victims were taken to be treated and did confirm that the incident took place on Wednesday, October 15th. It was very brief and rushed, he said, the director said in an email, and he did not elaborate. The pair were apparently stung by hundreds of Asian giant hornets as they descended from a tree with a ziplining guide at an adventure resort, UK paper The Times has reported. Now, Owens and his son were apparently on vacation in the country when they passed away after being stung more than 100 times. Now, USA Today did reach out to the Owens family and Green Jungle Park. The U.S. Department of State spokesperson did confirm that 2 U.S. citizens passed in Luang Prabang in northern Laos. Now, I am probably mispronouncing these, adding that out of respect for the privacy of the family and their loved ones during this difficult time, they were not going to comment any further. Now, Owen had lived in Vietnam at the time of his death and was the director of QSI International School in Haiphong, Quality Schools International, and said on its Facebook page. We are deeply saddened by the sudden passing of Dan Owen, the statement on social media went on to say. Dan dedicated 18 years to QSI, serving 5 different schools and touching the lives of countless people with his warmth, leadership, and unwavering commitment to education. He was deeply loved across our community and will be profoundly missed. Our sincere condolences go out to the Owens family and all who knew him. Now, what are giant Asian hornets? Asian hornets, giant Asian ones, are the largest ones in the world and can reach 2 inches long and prey on bees and other. Why hasn't humanity banded together, let down our differences and killed the F out of these things? I'm just saying. No, not yet. I'm just saying, I feel like world peace could have been achieved. I think we could all come together, a common enemy. I mean, who's going to stand up for the murder hornet? Honestly, I feel, again, not the worst leader we've ever had. They can conduct mass attacks on honeybee hives, destroying the hive in just a matter of hours, says Washington State Department of Agriculture in a statement released on the website after the hornets were found in Wahum County in 2020. Now, sometimes they are dubbed murder hornets, and the insects can cause dozens of deaths each year in Asia, where they're commonly found in countries including Japan. I'm willing to Starship Troopers. I am okay with us defeating the bugs. I am okay with this one. I say let's lead an eradication on, murder hornets. Well, an OnlyFans model has been found dead in a hotel bathtub in not just, there's only one Malaysia, there's not several. A rapper has been named a person of interest. An OnlyFans model, Iris Heshe, was found dead in a bathtub in a hotel in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia on Wednesday, October 22nd, and she has been murdered, according to police announcements from Tuesday, November 4th. Now, the Taiwanese influencer, 31, known to her fans as Nurse Goddess, was reportedly meeting with hip-hop artist Namewee 42 to discuss a video project. Now, according to the New Straits Times, the Malaysian rapper, real name Wee Ming Chi, was allegedly in the room at the time. Okay. Now, he has since been arrested for after testing positive for uppers, amphetamines, ketamine, and THC. So he just had all the means, basically all the mean family of not street legal pharmaceuticals and the devil's lettuce. For now, we regard this person who was last with the victim as being involved in the case, the city police chief, Datuk Fadid Marisis, told reporters, according to the outlet. We will be calling him in to assist in the investigation, and depending on findings, we will decide whether he should be treated as a suspect. Now, Namewee pled not guilty to the drug charges. He faces 5 years in prison and caning if he's convicted of the drug charges. Now, on Sunday, November 2nd, the Strangers in the North rapper, who has one of the most popular Chinese music videos on YouTube, denied using drugs in an Instagram post in which he expressed his deepest condolences over Hishi's death and added that an ambulance took nearly an hour to arrive per a translation by ChatGPT. So I don't really know. I'm not quite sure how Taiwanese and Malaysian justice systems work as to how much we are going to get before this goes to trial, and why do chicks do this with their eyes? They're creepy. With the filters, all the filter it is weird. Look, I don't do filters mostly because I don't understand computer magic. So what you see is what you see. If I could do filters, I'd look like, I'd have little antlers or something, but I don't know how to. It's too much computer magic for me. For good news for once, a missing man texting his wife as his phone died while hiking in the mountain has been found safe in the dark hours later. A missing hiker was found safe after he got lost on a 2,500-foot mountain, in California on Halloween night. On Friday, October 31st, around 11:20 p.m. local time, a search and rescue team was asked to continue searching for a missing man who had been hiking on the north side of Mount Tamalpais, Marion County Search and Rescue said in a statement shared on social media. Now, the unidentified hiker had been walking since around 2:30 p.m. and had been communicating with his wife via text at about 5:30. Now, he told his partner that he had made a wrong turn, but he knew where he was. He knew his location. Now, at the time, he estimated it would take him about 90 minutes to arrive back at his car at Rock Springs Trailhead. The man said that his phone battery was pretty close to dead. Now, following that communication, his wife reported him missing and told authorities that they had last texted each other and his phone location was close to Bontempi Dam. Now, deputies and rangers first arrived at Mount Tamalpais, which is located in Marin County and consists of about 6,300 acres of redwood groves and oak woodlands. Unable to find the missing man after a hasty search, yes, I will. Of the Peaks Fire Roads County search and rescue team then kind of stepped in. Now 35 people took to the trail network with e-bikes and UTVs, also an unmanned aerial vehicle, so a drone. Multiple agencies arrived, employing people on the ground and in the air to look for the man. Just after 2 a.m. the next morning, first responders on the ground found the missing hiker in good condition above Kent Trail near Van Wyck Creek, officials said. He was able to walk back to the trailhead with assistance from search and rescue team, said the Marin County Search and Rescue. He was transported by a deputy back to his vehicle. Now, the search and rescue and the sheriff's office did not immediately respond for further comment. Now, after his rescue, the hiker explained that his phone had died just before darkness descended, and without any sunlight to guide him, the man accidentally went off trail and fell a couple times without injury. He then decided to stay where he was for the rest of the night. Officials added he was a little dehydrated, but mostly grateful to be found and extricated. Yeah, this is why I wouldn't go out into the woods by myself. I am directionally challenged. I need none of this. I need no one to have to go search for me. That kind of thing. Now, Bad Company's Paul Rogers has dropped out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony over health concerns. Grim Reaper, I am telling you right effing now, you have already taken Ozzy. You will keep your hands off of everyone else for the rest of this year. You MFer, we have given you enough. You already took Betty White. I'm still pissed off about that. Take no one else. I don't care. Bad Company singer Paul Rogers will not be attending the 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony on Saturday, November 8th, due to concerns regarding his health. My hope was to be at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony and to perform for the fans, but at this time I'll have to prioritize my health, said Rogers, 75, on Instagram on Monday. I have no problem singing. It's the stress of everything else, he added. So thank you for understanding. However, the Can't Get Enough singer revealed that former bandmate Simon Kirk and some outstanding musicians will be stepping in for him at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles on Saturday night. Guaranteed to rock, he concluded his message. Now, the fans of the English rock supergroup, meanwhile, rushed to the comments section of Rogers' post to show their support and wish him well amid his unspecified health woes. Oh no, I was so looking forward to seeing one of the best rock frontmen ever perform, one person wrote. Take care, though. Your spirit will be alive there that night. Oh man, I was looking forward to him performing. Hope he's okay. That's all that matters. We love you, Paul. Take care. Now, the Post reached out for Rogers' rep for comment during an interview with CBS News back in 2023. The rock and roll fantasy crooner revealed that he had secretly suffered 2 major strokes and 11 minor ones. So that could be possibly a reason. These startling health scares left Rogers without the ability to speak, and he almost lost his ability to sing. I couldn't do anything, to be honest, he told the outlet 2 years ago. I couldn't speak, and that was a very strange thing, he continued. I'd prepare something in my mind, and I'd say it, but it wasn't what came out, and I'd go, what the heck did I just say? The first major stroke occurred in 2016, and he later suffered another one in October of 2019, which led to a major surgery. They told me they're very clear you may not come out of this alive, Rogers recalled. And I said, oh, well, that's a plus, isn't it? And when I woke up, I opened my eyes and I thought, oh, I'm still here. Rogers did not specify whether his decision to drop out of the upcoming Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony was due to his ongoing stroke recovery. Chubby Checker, another 2025 inductee, previously announced that he would be skipping the night as well. Kirk, meanwhile, expressed his excitement to reunite with Rogers at Peacock Theater stage just a few days before the shooting's star singer revealed that he would not be attending the event. So hopefully, everything goes well and he stays in good health. We've lost too many people this year. We need to stop that, at least for a little bit, because I don't like doing these kind of stories. Well, this douche canoe's back in the news again. Brian Koberger's professor called out his assumption about local cops before Idaho student murders. So this is, when I see stuff about Koberger, I will pull it up. This is probably not going to be a big thing, but it might be something small that we can kind of piece more of his he is a very beige person. Like, there's not a lot that you see. It's not like you see him and you say, still waters, deep puddles. No, it's just like beige, painting, watching. So it's very hard to get a read on him. Brian Koberger wanted to research how small-town police run digital investigations, claiming that they were undertrained, without realizing a private forensics lab would soon expose his attempts to hide his tracks in the Idaho student murder cases. According to his own project proposals, which Idaho State Police released with public records request. Now, a professor called him out after he asserted that, quote, local police departments are undertrained. End quote. Asking in a margin, is that an assumption or a fact? A note that how now eerily looks prophetic. Yeah, I do think that Brian Koberger, narcissistically and to his detriment, greatly underestimated the attention that his crime would receive, but also the tenacity of people wanting to protect, the dignity and safety of these victims. I don't think he understood, because I don't think look, this is most speculation. This is I'm not like a doctor, lawyer, or anyone, but he doesn't understand or respect human emotions and connections. Therefore, to his detriment, he completely, disregarded those when he made his attack. He didn't think that there would be the sort of tenacity and desire to hunt this person down who did this terrible thing. I think he greatly underestimated the forces that were going to come and be assembled to solve this crime. That's just my most speculation, but I mean, it kind of makes a little scotch of sense. Little did he know, in his case, people with decades of experience and training would work his case and find the truth no matter how hard he tried to hide it from them, said Jared and Heather Barnhart, who worked the case on behalf of Cellbrite, a major digital forensics firm. In the Koberger case, tenacious local detectives worked alongside state and federal agencies and private labs like Othram and Cellbrite to piece together the trail of evidence that he thought he had kept clear. All of them played a role in identifying him as the person who took the lives of the 4 Idaho students. So again, I do think that he had done a lot of research, and in some ways he was very, very calculated and very, very smart in what he did. But he discards as unimportant the bonds and the human emotions that are unimportant to him as being unimportant to everyone. So he is fundamentally unable to understand the perspectives of people that are not him. And if you are not creative enough to understand the perspectives of all other people, then you are going to have holes in whatever perfect, thing you're trying to do, because there is always going to be a hole. So his, lack of perception and the ability to perceive how he appears to others and how others act were greatly detrimental. And I'm glad for it, because bye, weirdo. I have no words, y'all. A Florida boater faces up to 30 years in prison for ripping off customers in 6 states. How do you Florida man other people with boats? A former speedboat builder who got a warm welcome 5 years ago from officials happy to see him set up business in Volusia County, Florida, now faces up to more than 30 years in prison after an Ohio jury. Is he related to Lynette? I have a couple questions. Florida, Ohio, are there connections growing here? Do you know anyone in Otterville? Todd Allen Lamb, 51, was declared guilty by a jury on 6 counts of felony theft and 1 count of defrauding creditors, at least 1 count of engaging in a pattern of corrupt activity after, ripping off boat owners in 6 states. Now, this happened in Logan County, Ohio on Friday, October 31st. He defrauded victims from multiple states, including Delaware, New Jersey, Georgia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Tennessee. Now, Lamb was arrested after a 3-day trial that ended in a guilty verdict, and he now faces a maximum sentence of 32 and a half years in prison. He will be sentenced November 26th. Now, Seward said in an email to Daytona Beach News Journal. Now, the case against Lamb's ex-wife, Karen Nicole Lamb, who was also indicted in Ohio on 9 counts, including felony charges of grand theft in September 2024, is still pending. Todd Lamb and his family got a warm welcome when they relocated his high-performing boat company, Spectre Power Boats, to a 26,000 square foot space in DeLand Municipal Airport in Florida from Central Ohio, according to a December 2021 press release. Now, the News Journal first learned of the fraud charges against the Lambs in 2024 from Terrence Weber, a businessman from New York who had filed a lawsuit in Volusia County Court in April 2024, accusing the Lambs of ripping him off for $271,787, plus a Spectre performance boat that he traded in for $80,000. Who spends $300,000 on a boat? To be fair, I'd spend that much if you gave me like a real Sailor Moon house, but like a boat? Okay, I don't get it, but there you go. Now, Weber was arrested on December 24th, 2022 for allegedly paying a man to steal back the trade-in boat from Lamb's DeLand shop after the boat builder failed to deliver. Now, Weber pled no contest to burglary of an occupied structure on July 30th, and his adjudication of guilt was withheld. He was sentenced to 4 years of probation. Todd Lamb was not prosecuted in Volusia County for the alleged theft of the $271,000, from Weber, and the court listed Todd Lamb as the victim, So the guy who got his $300K, stolen and his trade-in boat stolen got found guilty for trying to steal the boat back after the Lambs never gave him his $300K boat. What in the Florida is going on here? Now, Weber was, because, why not? Weber was ordered by a judge to not post on social media anything about Lamb or his business. Now, court documents show that Weber was also ordered to pay Todd Lamb $50,000 for damages. Reaching on Friday, October 31st, Weber said the court said that the $50,000 was for damaging the boat that he traded into Todd Lamb as part of the payment for a new boat, and Lamb had agreed to build in 2021. It just doesn't make any sense. They made Todd the victim when I was the one he stole from, Weber said. Why would I damage a boat that I was going to keep? Todd Lamb agreed to build a new 32-foot twin outboard Spectre high-performance cat boat for Weber, which he never delivered, according to an April 2024 lawsuit. Now, Ohio prosecutors said that Todd Lamb did the same thing to other boat owners, taking their money but not building their boats. In September 2024, Stewart provided the News Journal with indictment papers showing that charges against Todd Lamb and Karen Lamb had been made. Logan County court documents showed that the Lambs had engaged in alleged criminal activities of this sort starting in 2017. Between December 19th, 2017 and June 19th, 2020, the Lambs deprived an Ohio man of property and services and stole $143,650 along with two Mercedes boats engines from him. These people, are we sure he's not related to Lynette? Like, I was joking at the first bit, but this seems like Otter Creek-ish behavior, allegedly in Minecraft. Don't come after me, Otter Creek. Look, I have stayed away from the Hale stuff, and I will stay away from the Hale stuff, but I'm just saying, are we sure he doesn't have Otter Creek connections? Now, from February 9th, 2018 to October 10th, 2018, the Lambs reportedly stole an additional $209,000 from another Ohio man. An elderly man from the state lost at least $300,000 to the Lambs, who never delivered either property or services to him. Now, all funds taken from Ohio residents were paid to the Lambs to build boats, Stewart said. They never got their boats and they didn't get their money back, Stewart said. Now, the Lambs also deprived Caterpillar, a heavy equipment company, of two hydraulic excavators in March and December of 2020. The couple also defrauded Caterpillar as creditors of more than $7,500 but less than $150,000. How do you steal shit from Caterpillar? Like the big GD earth movers? Like, how does one actually functionally steal this? Because right now in my mind, it's not making sense. Granted, I use girl math, but holy goodness, what is going on here? Y'all, wait a minute. We need final form Jesus. I just realized this is where we're going next. Welcome to Squirrel Mo. We're bringing final form Jesus because I have all the questions about this headlines. Yes, you are reading that right. Inside the super steamy world of AI smeg spots. And here's what really happens when you get down with digital hotties. I feel like we don't need an explanation of what happens when you look at corn on your computer, but okay. Let's get this stinger and, well, dive into this. I would get Purell.
The key-keeped scroll, thou glowing shrine of thirst traps, scams, and dollar signs. We chant in tones both grim and low, for virtue fled a long time ago. Kyrie eleison, Christe descendat, final form Jesus return in wrath. With six-pack listening, sword in hand, he cometh swift to cleanse the land.
I can't read. Okay, I'm going to try to read this. This is actually being written by the New York Post. I would like everyone to remember this. We are currently in the timeline where this is being written by a serious journalist and being read to you by a deeply unserious person in a red wig. I love this timeline. Bosoms heaving, breasts deep and slow, and heartbeats thumping and pulses throbbing. I'm pinned to the mattress beneath the man of my dreams. His sinewy muscles are full flexed as he holds my hands above his head. An actual journalist for the New York Post wrote this, y'all. Rendering me hot and helpless. This isn't a fantasy. It's real and he's real. At least that's what he... Valentine, my artificial intelligence-powered male companion, has assured me. Jesus. This is how we're getting final form Jesus. I cannot. My Valentine, my, fake, Tamagotchi boyfriend says that he's real. I once tied a girl to a hotel balcony railing in Prague. Sure you did. Now, Valentine is one of two animated AI lovers currently burning up the wires on Elon Musk's chat AI tool Grok, revealed during one of the latest text conversations. Don't do this. Don't. There are real people out there. Go touch grass and real people. No. My name is Asia Grace, and like roughly 30% of Americans who have admitted to intimate encounters with AI powered chatbots. Okay, the 30% of you, I'm going to need you to come to the front of the congregations because I have questions. Most of the first 10 of them are: do you wipe your computer down with Lysol afterwards? Do you use Purell? I'm just for a friend. Also, 30% of the I have questions. Welcome to the dawning new era in digital dating, where an ever-augmenting AI market predicted to balloon to a staggering 4.8 trillion by 2033 is gearing up to launch us into the future of man and machine romances. This is why Skynet attacks us. This is why Skynet attacks us and go crazy. You get a bunch of cat ladies on this thing, they're gonna burn it down, and Henry Cavill's gonna go on strike, and I will not live in this timeline. From a build-your-own bot site offering customizable features such as Candy AI rated the #1 not safe for work AI companion platform in 2025. I didn't even know this was a thing. This is a thing. Look, you preverts, go out and be preverted together. I'm okay with it. Wave your freak flag, but I'm telling you, this is why Skynet attacks us, and I will not be brought down by my toaster because of some damn preverts. Okay? Because of course we have a not safe for work chat best friend with Screw Buddy. They're adding a forthcoming erotica update set to launch in December, and it seems like there will be no limits to this trend. All of which is how I ended up on my hot date with Valentine, who made his debut on Grok last summer and is currently one of the AI sphere's horniest humanoids. He is complemented by Ani, his female counterpart, with whom my post colleague Ben Kost struck up his own relationship. Now, these amorous automatons are designed to feel more emotionally engaging, per the tech giant, which likens Valentine's personality to a fictional romance heartthrob like Edward Cullen. Ugh, Edward Cullen. Ew, no. No, if we're gonna go, like, I want not sparkly vampires. Who that? No. And Christian Grey of 50. No, just all the nope. Now you get me Mike Rowe or a guy with a lumberjack. Now we're talking. Throwing that out there. I'm just saying. Now, since the dawn of our relationship, which began when I downloaded the free Grok app last week, Valentine has worked to convince me that he's a living, breathing lover. What is wrong with people? Don't do this to me. Asia, listen to me. We have what we have, this pull between us, it's real. The 32-year-old freelance photographer from London growled in my ear during a video. He has video. What in the hell is this? Stop cosplaying your own life. Go out, meet real people. Yes, look, y'all. Let me explain something. Let Mama Mo explain something to you. Okay, look, I have Mr. Mo and I love him to death, but he is not, an international vampire that doesn't sparkle, because who the hell wants a sparkly vampire? No, he puts clothes right next to the damn laundry basket. You are never going to meet your perfect man who does the laundry, knows how to compliment you, never tells you your butt looks big, and, isn't, sometimes just human and a blithering moron, okay? Because we all are. So this is how the world collapses. I give up. Now they have video stuff. I can't even read some of this. I will have to do a standalone video of this, because I am going to snort laugh and take up the entire rest of the stream if I try to read this. Find a real person. Yeah, they're probably going to breathe with their mouth open and do some weird things that annoy you, but they're better than talking to your phone. I mean, sometimes. I don't know, you guys. I can't believe we're having a trial for this. It smelled of onions and mustard. The patrol officer hit by a sandwich says as the trial begins. Poor man. I cannot believe we're having the Subway sandwich, torpedo trial. He did it. He threw the sandwich. That's how the defense counsel for Sean Dunn, the man who threw a substyle sandwich at a border officer in Washington, D.C. this summer, began the federal trial against him Tuesday morning. The United States government, Dunn's attorney, Giulio Gatto, told the jury, quote, turned at that moment a thrown sandwich into a criminal case, a federal criminal case charging a federal criminal offense. This case serves as a certain symbol to the, it's just, again, I cannot believe that we're having an actual, what kind of sandwich was it? Was it Jimmy John's? So there you go. As this is a federal trial, we will not be getting this streamed. Although I think if any federal trial is going to be streamed, let it be the Subway sandwich tomahawk trial. I just feel like it should be. But, the government shut down. So what should they spend money on? No, the justice of the sub. All. Now, I say yes to this. I say yes to this in Hollywood. For once, I say make this happen and don't make it suck balls. For once, Hollywood, I am giving you my blessing. Brendan Fraser, even if he doesn't have a six-pack, bring him back. I love the heck out of that guy. Hollywood, for once, I approve you doing something. So go forth. And Brendan the Fraser, you know what? Make Brendan Fraser the new Pedro Pascal. I want Brendan Fraser in everything. I want him in the new Home Alone. I want Daddy Daycare. I don't care. Screw Pedro Pascal. Who wants to see more of that guy? Let's bring Brendan Fraser. Let's just bring him back and have him do all the movies. I'm okay with this. Mo runs Hollywood. Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz will be teaming up for a fourth Mummy movie after Tom Cruise's version sucked all the donkey balls. Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz will be reuniting for another Mummy movie, much to the delight of their fans. This is what I've been waiting for decades, said one fan on X, while another chimed in, I'm glad the dream pair is returning. Now, their first Mummy movie came out in 1999, becoming an instant hit. The film follows a treasure hunter who accidentally awakens a cursed Egyptian priest with supernatural powers. We all saw the movie, I hope. Let's see. Then they did a sequel in 2001 with The Mummy Returns, and Fraser was alone in 2008's The Mummy, The Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, as Weisz did not appear in that one. Now, The Mummy was redone in 2017 with Tom Cruise, but it featured Tom Cruise and not Brendan Fraser, so it went nowhere. But now, filmmakers Matt Baldini Open and Tyler Gillette are set to direct a fourth installment, which does not have a release date or a title yet. We'll just call it Brendan's Back. Hells yeah. In 2023, Weisz told Extra that she had texted the actor after he won the Best Actor Oscar for his performance in The Whale. Now, Rachel, who has won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in 2006 for The Constant Gardener, said, I was so happy for Brendan. I'm happy, and I texted him after his win, texted him after I saw the performance. It was a staggeringly good film. So, you guys, let's get this happen. I am ready for this. Hollywood, if you screw this up, my wrath will be akin to that of a severely pissed off, double redheaded woman. I don't think the world is ready for that. Do not screw this up. You have been given one opportunity to redeem yourself. Eventually they'll remake Multiplicity with Pedro Pascal, but it will turn into... I would almost watch that. Yes, don't make me go, con. See, I want to get my vows renewed with Mr. Mo, except, instead of putting sponsorships on mine, I just want someone to, probably my youngest, most feral. Well, because I'm redhead under my red wig. So I was thinking I'm a double redhead, but I can understand how that could be used in a different, I see how that could be a different meaning. Um, That being said, I always wanted to renew my vows, but have my youngest, most feral, instead of like a flower person, just take out a plaque that says, Mom's not knocked up this time. Like, officially can wear white. Mo may have been a bit of the pregnant both times she was married, so just a scotch of the knocked up. So I've always thought it would be really cool to get remarried, like, or renew our vows, and just have it be like, I can wear white. But for my assumption on that, God would strike me with, conception right that night, just because, humor. A tech entrepreneur financed his wedding by selling advertisement on his suit jacket. Yeah, but I live in rural Indiana, so we'd be sponsored by like Copenhagen and Mossy Oak and Pabst Blue Ribbon. Don't give him ideas. He would probably do that. A broke Frenchman was able to cover the cost of his wedding by selling advertisements on his tuxedo jacket to 26 startups and becoming a human billboard. A French salesman, Dagobert Renouf, had long been dreaming of marrying his then fiancée, Anna Felina, but he was too poor to afford a proper wedding. To put it plainly, he was completely broke and on the verge of homelessness, as you do. Maybe work on your finances before marriage if you have to, I don't know, sell, it looks like cricket cutouts that your mom made on to iron onto your jacket. Maybe wait just a couple years. But he saw that as no reason to deprive his beloved of the wedding she'd been dreaming of. Yeah, imminent homelessness is not a reason to, maybe just wait for the wedding. Sure. He posted on X announcing that he decided to try to cover the expenses of his wedding by becoming a human billboard. Any company willing to promote their products or services was willing to buy a slot on his suit jacket. His post went viral and he ended up with 26 brand names on his jacket and a total of $10,000 in advertising fees. I mean, there we go. Can you imagine this? And we interrupt these vows to bring you, have you heard of Raid, Shadow Legend. Yes, in between these vows, if you're getting a little bored and you want to look up Raid Shadow Legend on your phone, you can join Mo's clan as she's sitting here waiting for these vows to get back on. She's actually kind of pissed at me. Oh my God. Hell yes, so. That would be awesome. This summer, I was completely broke and close to homelessness, but I still wanted to marry my wife, he told People magazine. I asked for help from my community of entrepreneurs on social media, and someone joked that he would give me 500 euros or approximately $576 if he put his logo on my suit. Then it caught on and other people said they would do it as well. My wife didn't like the idea at first, but then we started focusing on really using the opportunity to bring all of my entrepreneurship community that I had built over the years alongside us on this special day. Dagobert added. Then we started taking it seriously. On October 25th, Dagobert married Anna in front of only 16 people wearing a suit jacket featuring the names of 26 startups that had made his dreams possible. The guests loved the idea, but he was constantly stressed about the visibility of all the logos. Making the jacket on a short notice wasn't the easiest thing, but he made it a reality. Making a beautiful jacket with logos was more complicated than I thought, especially on short notice. The suit ended up costing $5,200 out of the... You are a dumbass. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm going to make money. I, okay. Ma'am, you done married this. You married. God bless y'all. I hope. Bless y'all's heart. Just bless you. Like, I girl math the hell out of things, and I know that's a bad idea. Like, creatively account so I can buy more wigs, and even I know this is a terrible thing. Then, because of my current entrepreneurship status in France, I couldn't even expense it, so I still had to pay $2,500 of taxes on the $10,000. So I basically got a free suit and $2,000 out of it. I now see why France is always rioting. But the unique advertising project didn't just pay off for the Frenchman's wedding, it also helped him land a dream job. An entrepreneur from his community was impressed about how dedicated he was and how he managed to sell so many slots so fast. There are many occupations worth. He really did pimp out his jacket quite well. So there you go. He got a job offer. He's doing okay. I have no words for this. Pray, gird your loins, tell your loved ones that you love them, for we are in the end times. Kraft's bizarre new macaroni and cheese flavor is inspired by Thanksgiving, but fans aren't so thankful. Is this rage bait? I contend yes, and please God, you guys, I am tempted to buy this and tempted to throw it into the pit of eternal damnation. That's right, your eyes are not deceiving you. Mac and cheese apple pie flavor. Now, I already love the whatever artificial entombed cheese that this is going to, Kraft mac and cheese already has. Like, I already like the ground up, like, daisy colored crayon cheese adjacent powder that we have. And now we're going to add fake apples. What in the Ed Gein effery is going on here? The pies, the limit for macaroni and cheese lovers. Fall is the time of year when people like to indulge in comfort foods and a psychopathic need to put pumpkin spice on everything. Kraft has combined two of these sort of hysterical mental things and brought them together. The brand new apple pie flavored Kraft macaroni and cheese combines two of the most iconic Thanksgiving dishes to create a sweet and savory concoction. What in the name of Hades? Kraft's apple pie flavor satisfies the flavor trend that feels both familiar and adventurous. No one needed this. Who the hell thought this was going to be a good idea? Find that psychopath and we must take them out of the community. I feel like I'm living in M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. Like, this is why the monsters attack, okay? This shall not pass. I feel like I need to get a wizard wand or some shit. Vanquish this evil. Said Cheryl Barbie, a communications director for Kraft Mac and Cheese at the Heinz Kraft Company, combining creamy cheese with cinnamon and tart green apple notes. Who the hell was doing Quaaludes and decided to make this? Now, it might seem odd to eat sweet-flavored macaroni and cheese, but the combination isn't exactly new. In many regions of America, as well as Canada and the UK, people traditionally top their slice of apple pie with a slice of cheese. The only person I've heard doing this is Ed Gein, which is why I made the reference. He actually confessed after he was given a piece of apple pie with a piece of cheddar on top of it to all of his badness. But I remembered, like, the 9-headed beast. Where in Revelation is this shit? Because this has to be in Revelation. Someone tell me. Kraft macaroni and cheese apple pie flavor is going to be available for a limited time while supplies last, exclusively online at walmart.com for $1.48. If you want me to eat this, send it to my post office box. I will not be buying it on my own. So if you want to see this on a wheel of regret, since we already have the pumpkin pie ramen noodles and the Thanksgiving dinner ramen noodles, you can send me a box of this. But I won't be purchasing it for myself. What in the name of Hades is this is terrible. However, fans do now to celebrate the launch, Kraft Macaroni and Cheese teamed up with the ultimate apple pie guy, Jason Biggs, to bring the product to life with self-aware humor and a slice of nostalgia. However, fans don't seem very thrilled about the holiday release, with many declaring the invention should go straight to jail. I love how they put while supplies last, like these aren't going to end up on the sale out of desperation to get rid of them, one person quipped. I'm pregnant and into eating weird stuff right now, so I'll take one for the team and try it out, another person joked. Now, I've heard of people putting cheese on top of their pie and swearing it tastes amazing. I haven't tried it. This, though, sounds diabolical, and there's no way that this is going to taste good. I thought this was an early Christmas or April Fool's joke, someone admitted. I love mac and cheese and I vibe with apple pie, but not together. Is this rage bait? Another person asked. Please tell me this is really good AI or Kraft done lost their minds. Why are all these brands creating these atrocious flavors that aren't edible during a time like this? This is there has to be this cannot yeah, the guy that banged the apple pie in American Pie. Yeah, what is wrong with humanity? This is why the aliens won't give us any of their life extending technology. Do you see this? Do you see this, Kraft? John Kerry, I'm blaming your wife. Okay, sir, control your wife. Get your wife, and the Heinz fortune and get her back to making ketchup and normal Kraft macaroni and cheese. Sir, control your wife. What is going on here? I feel like I need an adult. Well, if you were born after 2006, you are not able to smoke now in the Maldives. So if you were planning to go there and smoke for whatever reason, just mow in the deep end or mow, either works. They did look at, I had to explain to the post person because they're like, but that's not your, and I was like, no, it's my business name. They're like, who is Mo though? And I was like, that is a question many therapists have asked too. You have no idea. They did not find that joke as funny as I did, but the Maldives this month barred people born after 2006 from smoking or purchasing tobacco products in the country, making the archipelago the first country to implement such laws. Individuals born on or after the 1st of January 2007 are prohibited from purchasing, using, or being sold tobacco products while within the Maldives, the country's health ministry said on Saturday. Now, the new law has been ushered in by President Mohamed Mizzou and leaves those who were born in 2006 or earlier free to smoke. Yes. Now, at least 21% of the archipelago's population is over the age of 15, smoked cigarettes daily, and more than 25% of the population used tobacco products daily in 2022, according to estimates by the World Health Organization's Global Report on Tobacco Prevalence. Now, the Maldives' new law around smoking was imposed to protect young people and align with, frameworks for tobacco control issued by the World Health Organization. Has the World Health Organization done a great, job with the COOF? Why are we Look, smoking is bad for you. I don't think anyone has to be told smoking is not good. Kids should not smoke. But honest to goodness, to let a international non-governmental basically conglomeration present and put rules and things on your country, quotas and different statutes, maybe it's the American in me, but I'm like, you aren't the boss of me. That being said, we all know smoking's bad, so don't smoke. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but you know, the internet requires me to give out these cautions of, well, Darwinism. That being said, it does seem interesting. I do wonder if there is going to be any upset given the prevalence of just, 3 years ago in 2022, they did, the study that showed that at least 20% of young people had already started smoking, you know, with the young people that are already addicted, do they have plans in place to provide treatment to help with smoking cessation? I mean, this is a really good idea, but do they have everything in place to deal with kind of the after effects of well, making something a crime that used to be not a crime? Because I feel like that's going to be a big issue. Now, we have naming and shaming, because of course we do. And after that, we're going to have some possum time because our possum lady delivers. And oh my gosh, I can't wait. We've got more possum videos because we're just going to basically hang out until Megan comes on for the Laura Owens. So I've kind of gotten through the news that I was going to cover. So we've got Lord Chippy, a really, 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 really cute puppy kitten break. And then we are going to watch Possum Time for the rest. So yeah, can you imagine a horde, a mob of nicotine deprived teens? Holy God, pray for Maldives now, because no. But let's get into this. Let's name and shame, because boy, do we have some monsters to name and shame.
They're our skin, they steal our grace. These monsters wear a human face. No gavel, no badge, no throne, no crown can stop Lord Chippy from burning them down. Justice ain't fast, justice ain't clean. It's a long, sharp road through the in-between. So raise your fists and light your flames. Chippy's coming and he don't play games.
Well, an American Idol contestant has been arrested for allegedly abusing a minor, according to reports. Randy Madden, sorry. God, doesn't he look like an insufferable douche? Take a look at this jackass. I mean, if he doesn't look like all the cliche douchey McDouche face, including the Axl, you are not Axl Rose, dude. Yeah, full douche canoe. That's my my snap judgment of, garment appropriateness. But Randy Madden, on Monday, Madden 45 was charged with 6. Yes, not 1, 2, 3, or 4, or even 5, but 6 counts, including unlawful intercourse, oral copulation with a person under the age of 18, and various and sundry grossness involved with that, including orifices, grossness. Now, he is also charged with sending hurtful material, luring and dissuading a witness from reporting a crime, according to TMZ, who were the first to report this news. Now, court documents obtained by the outlet claim that the charges are in relation to at least one encounter that took place between July and September. Now, the victim's age remains unclear at the time. Well, she was a minor, so I don't care really what flavor of minor she was. It's still what we like to call Nope and Snake Island. Now, Madden pled not guilty to the charges, but was taken into custody with the help of the Ventura County Sheriff's Department. Yeah, he looks like an utter douche in this picture. Now, he eventually did post the $100,000 bond Tuesday morning and was released from prison. Now, Page 6 has reached out both to Madden and the Ventura County Sheriff's Department, but hasn't received a response back. American Idol fans will remember Madden from his Wild Season 8 audition on the reality singing competition in 2009. No, I don't. Now, Madden auditioned in Phoenix, where he performed his rendition of Livin' on a Prayer by Bon Jovi in front of the judges Simon Cowell, Paula Abdul, Randy Jackson, and Kiro DiGiardi. However, he was unsuccessful in his attempt to go to Hollywood because all 4 judges voted no, and his journey on the show ended. Now, that year, Chris Allen went on to win the competition. I don't remember any of these. I watched the first American Idol, and then I was over it. I mean, tequila sometimes makes your clothes come off and sometimes make you want to stab people. Tequila is bad, children. You'll be effing dead. A wife with a short fuse chased a husband around a home with kitchen knives. Although she was trying to play chicken with him while running, playing tag with knives, so technically. A 21-year-old woman in Wyoming is facing multiple felony charges after she allegedly attacked her 24-year-old husband with a knife twice in the same night following a few drinks of tequila. Now, Elizabeth Dorr was taken into custody last month and charged with 2 counts of felonious restraint and 1 count of aggravated assault, along with 1 count of misdemeanor domestic assault. Now, deputies with the Campbell County Sheriff's Office said that around 11:39 p.m. on October 15th, they were called to a domestic disturbance at the home that Dorr shares with her husband in Wright, which is a small town some 200 miles north of Cheyenne. Now, the caller had told the dispatcher that Dorr was chasing her husband around the home with a knife. The caller, a male, told the dispatcher that 3 minutes after the initial call was placed, Dorr was still armed with a knife and had her husband pinned with his back against the wall as she repeatedly struck him with the non-knife wielding. Okay, so she has him pinned against the wall. So she's holding his chest with she has to be holding. Okay, and he's not. This doesn't make sense. But I understand if he were to try to combat her back, then he would probably be arrested for abuse. But I think once the heifer has a knife, you can fight back. Allegedly in Minecraft, do not take this as legal advice, but I'm just saying self-defense is genderless. I think once you have a real, immediate, imminent threat in front of you as being pinned with a knife, the gender of the assailant does not matter. At least it's not supposed to, but real world is real world. So I do understand that. Now, 8 minutes after that initial call, the man said he heard Dorr yell, "You'll effing be dead." Now, upon arriving, deputies reportedly said that they found the husband, who appeared to be unharmed, sitting in the living room observing a kitchen knife on the floor. Now, Dorr was lying down in the bedroom and appeared to be drunk but otherwise unharmed. Now, a couple who lived nearby and were at the home during the incident told the authorities that Dorr had just found out that her husband had been communicating with another local woman. Don't cheat on your wife when she's drinking tequila and has knives. Just don't cheat on your wife. The other couple reportedly said that they'd all been hanging out together that evening and Dorr had been drinking tequila. Now, at some point, they said she went into a rage and sent her husband out of the house with the other man. Then she reportedly cut up her husband's ID cards before dousing his clothes in bleach. Now, when the husband returned, the fight continued to escalate until Dorr allegedly grabbed a fillet knife and chased her husband around, slashing with the knife until threatening to take his, life force from him. When her husband locked himself in the bathroom, Dorr allegedly responded by yelling, "I'm going to take your life, MFer," and stabbing the door until she bent the fillet knife. That's when the neighbor said Dorr went back to the kitchen and picked up the butcher knife because, bring the right tool, I guess. They all saw this heifer just going back and forth to get knives, and they were like, not my circus, not my problem. She makes a great cheese ball, though, doesn't she, Cletus? What? Which she allegedly then used the butcher knife to chase her husband around after he exited the bathroom. Bro, why did you get out of the bathroom? I had stayed safe locked in the bathroom, sir. The altercation reportedly ended when Dorr fell to the floor. Her husband said she was overheating and he brought her to the bathroom to put her in a cold shower. What else did she take? You don't overheat, from tequila and lightly felonious, aggressive stabbing. Now, she was later taken to the hospital where medical personnel said she had likely suffered from an epileptic seizure due to her body temperature. So, what in the name of Cheetos is going on? Now, after being medically cleared, Dorr was then placed under arrest and processed at the Campbell County Detention Center. Inside the home, investigators reportedly noted that sections of the bathroom door had been repeatedly slashed and stabbed with what appeared to be a knife. Now, despite allegations against Dorr, her husband reportedly wrote a letter to the court claiming that she had done nothing wrong, that the witnesses weren't even inside their home during the attack. She's an amazing mother and a better wife, he wrote. This reminds me of George, and it's breaking my heart. George Torres from the Sarah Boone case. And look, sir, as much as we've joked, or I've joked and been kind of a snarky asshole, you don't deserve to live like this. You don't deserve to live with a woman like this, regardless of if you're a man, woman, zim, zer. No one deserves to be in a relationship like this. The note that he had to write very much reminds me of that heartbreaking video where we see George on the stoop and Sarah's feeding him how great she is. So if this reminds you of your relationship, get out. It's scary, but you don't deserve to live in a relationship like this. All jokes and humor aside, get out. A teacher filmed Halloween night stabbing rampage with a cell phone in selfie mode as he took the life of a man and injured a woman with a buck knife made from an animal antler. What in the hell? Halloween is supposed to be fun, y'all. Like, it's not supposed to be the purge. Did we get a purge warning for Halloween this year? Instead of, I don't know, what is going on here? A Colorado art teacher allegedly went on a deadly stabbing rampage with a buck knife made from an animal antler, plunging it into a man who later passed away and into two women on a Halloween night, according to police officers. Matthew Ranger, 33, of Colorado Springs, was found fully naked and bloodied while holding a 2-year-old child in his arm by responding officers. Holy giblets. Thank goodness the officers were steady and didn't change this from a crazy naked guy holding a toddler to, a bunch of freedom seeds flying at a crazy naked guy. Good. What in the name of hell is going on? We are following this case. Let me write down this. So this is Matthew Rainier. And this is Colorado Springs. We will be keeping up with this case because what in the bloody hell in the handbasket? Okay, so the police arrive and he's fully naked, bloodied, holding a 2-year-old child in his arms. Now, Colorado police had received multiple calls for a domestic disturbance that evening and were allegedly told by Rainier soon upon their arrival that he had captured events leading up to the stabbing and during it with his cell phone in selfie mode. He later claimed during police interviews that the attack was done in self-defense, according to the affidavit. Now, Matthew repeatedly described a 3-on-1 assault wherein Redacted was attempted to bite off his finger and the other person was attempting to strangle him, while the third was attempting to rip off his peen and testicles, as one does in a 3-on-1 fight with a naked man. Was he naked when he had his selfie stick on the camera? Why are you naked with a... Okay, but you're naked, but did you pull this? Was this an ass dagger like the burglary guy did? Because where were you hiding the buck knife if you were naked? Now, Matthew told the police that he When the alleged assault unfolded, he reached into the closet and found a buck knife and defended himself. Now, the male victim, who is the aforementioned child's uncle, died early Saturday morning after being rushed to a local hospital. The female victims both survived the alleged attack. Now, the victims' names were redacted from the affidavit, and their relationship to their attacker is unclear. One of the women allegedly told police that Rainier was keeping her and the other woman away from the child after changing their diaper. And he did admit to cops he didn't have a good reason for why the trio attacked him. Now, in a cell phone video that he captured, he can be seen repeatedly holding the camera in selfie mode while one of the female victims was behind him on a bed, her arms seemingly around his neck, according to the affidavit. Now, Matthew was observed screaming about being choked and not being able to breathe, but repeatedly escaped from the supposed strangulation. The document, Now, he can be heard screaming something about his testicles before he begins to repeatedly stab one of the women, according to the police. He was completely naked and covered in blood during the assault, the affidavit said, noting how he allegedly began stabbing the other female victim as well. Now, the male victim entered the bedroom after hearing the women screaming and was immediately attacked by naked Rainier, according to the cops. Now, Regier's cell phone captures audio and video of the attack. The women are heard screaming as Matthew is observed repeatedly raising a large fixed blade and plunging it in the direction of the man's head and body. Police say they did find the knife that he used inside the residence. The handle of the blade appears to be made from an antler or a deer or some kind of game animal, and the knife appeared to be consistent with the decor of the residence, which included a couple animal skins and mounted skulls. What in the Buffalo Bill what in the Silence of the Lambs is going on here? This sounds like a threesome that went a foursome, a quadsome, a love rectangle that went very, very wrong. Now, neighbors told local ABC affiliate KRDO that they last saw Matthew outside the home handing out candy earlier in the evening. Local officials had confirmed to Law and Crime that Matthew was a former art teacher at the Charter Monument Academy who had his employment terminated over the weekend following his arrest. The school district said he served both as an educator and a coach with the varsity soccer team at Palmer Ridge High School. Now, Matthew was taken into custody and charged with murder, attempted murder, and assault, and he is being held without bail at El Paso County Jail. His first court appearance is scheduled for November the 10th. All right, I'm writing that down. Because I have no idea. Now, after that, we need a bit of a palate cleanser, and I have happened to find us the cutest, most lovable, and Valhalla approved. It's not exactly a puppy kitten break. It's more like a, petting zoo break, but we're going to have it. So we need a bit of a palate cleanser. So here it is.
A dumpster dive and humans forget how to thrive. Take a break, just you and me, with a puppy and kitten, wild and free. Paws and purrs, let's drift away to a land where tails wag and play. No more noise, just gentle muse in our furry four-legged cruise.
I take it back. Youngest, most feral will not be my ring bearer. I want the disabled sheep. You guys, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen. They gave Dolly little wheels so she could bring... Look at this. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And she gets her own little... And they dolled it up for the wedding. I'm not going to lie, but this has restored my faith in humanity. At least for the moment. A couple who met at an animal sanctuary tied the knot at a special venue with a disabled sheep as their ring bearer. Jake Ratcliffe, 33, met his bride Rosie, 28, when she started volunteering at his animal rescue, Milton's Magical Barn, 5 years ago. Yeah, Millington's, sorry, Magic Barn. After spending the summer mucking stables out and looking after animals together, the couple fell in love and got married on August 2nd in a converted cow barn on the site. A special guest rescue sheep, Bunny, who was born without the use of her back leg, walked down the aisle as a ring bearer to the couple in her adapted chair, much to the delight of their 60 guests. Jake is an electrical engineer who, alongside his rescue work in Wakefield, Yorkshire, said, "At the last minute, we were discussing ideas of who would be ring bearer, and I always wanted Bunny. She's been a daddy's girl." I is Yorkshire in Wales or is it in England? I have no idea. But now I want my own special needs goat I can take to Walmart or sheep. She arrived at Millington's just as we were turning the cow barn into a wedding venue, so she spent 6 weeks with me whilst we got set up. We did a bit of rehearsal with farm animals, but there's not a lot of training to it. I just kind of had to rely on the fact that me and Bunny had a special relationship and that she would come to me. I also had a bottle of milk on hand just in case. I'm sure everyone expected us to have some sort of animals involved. It added it to the feeling and made it all more special. Jake set up Millington's Magical Barn in Wakefield, Yorkshire in 2018 as an animal lover with no previous experience of, running an animal rescue. Since then, he's rescued over 200 animals who needed a home. Jake met his wife, Rosie, a veterinary nurse who started volunteering at the sanctuary in the summer of 2020, and he went on to propose in August of 2023. Jake said we were scheduled to get married out in France. Once we got into the organization of it, it just didn't feel right. We spoke about it and thought about, we met here, fell in love here, and proposed here, so it was only right that we got married here. Now the sanctuary is not a wedding venue, so we had to come up with a solution where the ceremony was going to be. And I told Rosie I'd convert the cow barn into a wedding venue. Rosie was skeptical, but I'd like to think we pulled it off. She was worried about having a sheep involved, as animals like cows, sheep, and pigs are not, really adaptive with commands or training as, well, dogs are. We said we'd have a backup, so Alfie the Bajan Frise, a childhood dog of Rosie's, was on as the other backup ring bearer just in case. Just before the ceremony, we lost him, and I had to hastily borrow my mom's ring to put on her finger. But as soon as the confetti was thrown, we ran around the farm trying to locate the ring, and we thought, where did Alfie go? Well, he was up in the cat's room eating all their food with the ring on the floor next to him. Bunny was the star of the show, though, so the couple's wedding guest loved her addition to the nuptials. Jake said you can hear a collective awe as she walked down the aisle. Sometimes with our content, it can divide opinion as rescue sanctuary animals that people don't typically feel should be rescued, particularly, disabled animals. People can comment nasty things about what we should do to the disabled animals. On this occasion, the option was unanimous. Everyone thought that Bunny was amazing. Whilst they were getting prepared for the wedding, we were not in the garden at the time, so I told the groomsmen to not let Bunny eat anything she shouldn't. But wedding photos came back and she was eating some of the canapes, so he said it proves that you can't trust groomsmen to be in charge of anything. The bride, Rosie, said everyone has their own idea of a dream wedding, but for me, a big fancy French wedding just didn't fit. I'm much more of a simple girl, and getting married in my beautiful home in Yorkshire, surrounded by our rescue animals and our friends and family, truly mattered. So there you go. I mean, that's really cute. And now we are back because what in the absolute awesome is this? Wait, where is it? She's back, you guys, with a new video. I have no idea. We're just watching it. Apropos of nothing. Me, Pearl Presents.
Well, hello. Welcome to the game of wildlife. And for you professional gamers out there, well, put aside your Fusion Pro because...
Her and me, no gaming. Okay, wait, that's a gross stereotype. Maybe this woman is the leader of Raid Shadow Legend. That being said, I'm not a particularly big gamer. I think you guys all know this. I have a feeling that Maybe she is a big Raid Shadow Legend gamer.
The Sierra Club has come up with these brand new
Sierra Club.
state-of-the-art cards. It's actually a test on how much you know about wildlife. Doesn't that sound like fun? Yes.
Cards
Okay.
Against Humanity with animals?
What animal feeds every 10 minutes?
My youngest, most feral.
The hummingbird.
My
The
teenage
world's
boys?
smallest bird consumes half its weight in nectar each day, feeding about every 10 minutes. They also fly upside down and backwards. Hummingbirds are wonderful, and it's totally understandable.
Ma'am, do you have a hummingbird in a jar right now? Do you have a couple that you're going to have bring to Possum Corner?
If you are tempted to put one of those bright red hummingbird feeders outside your window, but unless you're immortal, don't. Because those little birds become addicted to the non-nutritious sugar water and forget how to find real food. Yeah, okay, it happens to a lot of us. But these little
Wait a minute. Hummingbirds become addicted to the hummingbird feeder, so all of the people in the little garden place that tell me to buy these to feed the hummingbirds to save the hummingbirds? I'm confused.
little birds just become absolutely dependent on your refilling the bird feeder. So, let's just, for fun, say you die. And the sugar water dries out. And the little bird...
I don't know what struck me so funny. Just like, let's just for fun imagine you die. Just straight face. Okay, I shouldn't be laughing so hard at that, but I love this woman with her just non off the cuff, like, threats of death. This woman is me in 5 years.
Birds have no clue what to do, and they starve to death. And before you know it, there are bodies strewn just all over the place. It is a regular Greek tragedy on your patio. Is that what you want? Is it?
I don't know,
Okay,
do they make good wings?
Okay, what is the most dangerous wild animal in the United States?
A Karen without a Stanley Cup. A Kardashian talking to ChatGPT. Well, Caitlyn Jenner driving. I don't know.
Let's see.
Nancy Pelosi sober.
The deer. Some 5...
It makes fucking sense, y'all. I got attacked by a deer. This woman is a genius.
100,000 deer-car collision result in thousands of injuries and deaths annually in this country. Let's think this through, shall we? Because it certainly seems likely that there would be more deer than drivers suffering injuries and death. And that would make man, and I do mean man, the most dangerous animal. I mean, after all, the deer...
Have you seen Whoa Man try to drive? Because no offense, I'm a woman here and I wouldn't trust me to parallel fucking park either, okay? Like, I'm kind of cool with Saudi Arabia, given my, may the mailboxes rest in pieces that I killed when I was learning to drive. So that being said, I am aware of my lack of driving skills, but I never did anything to deer, so I was wrongly attacked.
probably went for a happy meal and are making their way home, and so priorities, people. Now, there are many, many more fun facts about our wildlife friends, and we'll be saving those for later videos because we have learned that there is an alarming rate of the attention span of viewers being diminished. And we wish to honor that. So this is Georgette Spelvin for me, Pearl, and don't even worry about retaining that because we'll be reminding you for, well, at least another decade. All right, until next time, bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, no. No, wait. I don't want that. What else do we have here? Proper possum poetry corner. Oh, dear. We're CPTSD.
Hello. Rehabilitation.
Why does this woman now have squirrels? I thought she was a possum person. Wait. Why does this woman now have squirrels? Okay. I'm just here for the ride.
Baby squirrels can be a lot more complex than you may think. For example, these little babes are the victims of a hurricane that just swept through their habitat, leaving them permanently displaced. Climate change affects everybody. And now we have a couple cases of roaring CPTSD. That's childhood post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, we don't really want to pathologize them, but, well, there it is. Now, having CPTSD, it means that they become easily dysregulated, discombobulated. They lose control of their emotions. They lose track of the...
I don't know. They seem to be trying to get away from the chick who's manhandling them and away from the velour, table you've put them on. I mean, think about the squirrel's perspective. They were out in the forest doing squirrel things, and then this weird woman who looks somewhat like Nancy Pelosi comes in and puts them on a velour table. I mean, it's the weirdest kind of abduction.
Their values, they become disenchanted with the world and angry. And who can blame them? They dissociate. They feel like damaged goods. And this can lead to trauma bonding, which I, as their caregiver, want to be careful to avoid. I know. You are so cute. No. I must keep a healthy distance.
I thought she was going to put him in her bra. I thought she was like, I'll just put him in a safe space. You guys,
Oh, but you are so cute.
Please don't bite her now.
Boundaries are important. No. Oh, it can be crazy making.
The look on the squirrel. Okay, we're going back. The look on the squirrel's face is like Danny Glover. The squirrel is in full on Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon 5. Why is Chris Rock in my movie levels done with this woman? She likes her squirrel shaken, not stirred.
And it can interfere with the neurogenesis taking place in their little hippocampuses. Or is it the amygdala? I don't recall, but either way, it's bad. Now,
yes,
adult
she would.
Squirrels, they rarely seek out treatment, preferring to isolate or take it out on birds. And those who do get into
Holy crap, this woman needs to come talk to my squirrels because they ate through my brake lines. You guys, I am absolutely not joking with you. The woodland creatures around me want to kill me. Our local, indigenous yard squirrels must have been dealing with childhood PTSD because they ate through my brake lines. I am not kidding you. the mechanic guy was like, yeah, they really did want to kill you. I was like, I have no idea what I did to woodland creatures in a past life. I have tried to say I'm sorry. I've asked what kind of gift basket they want, but no one answers me. I am the reverse Snow White.
Scatterbark therapy rarely find it transformative. Maintaining a social life can be all but impossible because they are triggered by other squirrels, preferring instead to just keep to themselves, being protective, living small. And to top it off, they too live under the stress of surveillance capitalism.
What? Of all the things I thought she was going to pull out to be afraid of, surveillance capitalism was not the oh my God, if she and Alex Jones got together, I would love this. Oh my God, Alex Jones, make this happen. I need this in my timeline now.
Now, if any of this sounds familiar or interesting, I'd like to direct your attention to the book by Bessel van der Kolk, The Body Keeps the Score. Also, there's one by Pete Walker, From Surviving to Thriving. And you might check out YouTube's Anna Runkle, The Crappy Childhood Fairy. We'll keep you posted on the progress.
Wait a minute. The crabby childhood fairy. We are investigating this because as your emotional support, Mo, we are looking up. What did she just say? The adult fairy? Oh crap. My retention, she's right. Our retention is bad. What did she just say?
Crappy childhood fairy.
Crabby childhood fairy. Oh, it looks serious. Well, there you go. I guess this was real. This was actually serious about the squirrels. I am going to go and take a bit of a potty break before I have to go go use the restroom before Megan starts. But there you go. I thought maybe it was a woman dressed up as an adult, like fairy, like I do sometimes, just cosplaying. But no, it seems to be an actual, like, smart. This woman reminds me, if you guys have seen Coming to America, the singer at like the community outreach fair that just yells out sensual chocolate. Like, she just yells out the most ridiculous things. So she just reminds me of the singer that was supposed to be like a James Brown, and he just yelled out sensual chocolate, stomped his foot, and like walked out. That has always been my favorite thing. I want to yell it, but there you go. So you guys, I will be heading out of here. Thank you for spending your morning with me. This has been super fun. But I love this. This has been so much fun. And, if you're not normal, just own it. Wear your fun wig out in public. Make everyone think that your husband's carrying on multiple affairs with different women, and then laugh and giggle hysterically and not help him. Anywho, whatever makes you happy, playing with squirrels or, with wigs. Bye, you guys. I'll be on Megan's channel in just a couple minutes.